Welcome back. Thanks again for tuning in, my chain breaking sisters. It's your girl Tiff, aka the Chain Breaker. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. I hope that you stay a while. Get comfortable, kick your shoes off, girl. Let's heal, let's cry, let's get through this journey together. I am here with you. Welcome. For those who are new to my channel, and maybe this is probably the first video you're picking up on and curious as to where you should start, the beginning. I will introduce myself. I want to let you know that my name is Tiffany, of course. I was on the Dr. Phil show in regards to having my narcissistic mother and seeking help and breaking my own silence against this topic that is so taboo within as a woman of color in my community and so many other households that I may not have addressed in this video. So after the show, I felt compelled later on and to just say that maybe I could use my testimony to help others. So this is my way of giving back as well. I'm a firm believer, like I said, in the midst of my healing and reaching back and grabbing my next sister and encourage them to do the same. We're in this together. And then, like I said, fortunately, but unfortunately, you're not alone. Okay. So if you want to know where to start, you can go to the beginning of my start of this channel, and then I break down, the show. I tell a little bit about my life, my story beyond the show, which is one thing I want to touch on as well here in just a moment. I want to thank my fellow chain breaking sisters who have taken the time out of their day or their evening to reach out to me. It meant so much to me. It means the world to me. For you to even think of me at that time to reach out or to trust me. I thank you for trusting me and sharing and opening up to me. I do not take that lightly. I just want to let you know that it means the absolute world to me. I've read some powerful stories from some amazing sisters, fellow chain breaking sisters, and it has deeply touched my heart. The words of encouragement, not only through their testimony, but just genuine words to let me know, hey girl, you're on the right track. And I truly appreciate it, and I need that. That is my fuel. Like I said, I call you girls my angels that are in my ear constantly telling me that, hey, what you're doing is the right thing. Continue the course, stay the course, and that I shall. So I want to thank you for even taking out the time or for even trusting me and to take the time out to reach out to me. It means more than you ever know. I've had some sisters reach out to me that were suicidal, maybe thinking of ending all, as if I can relate to being at that place at some point in my life, and letting me know that this channel alone and in the words that I tried, a message that I tried to convey to you guys is enough for them to keep going. That's my goal. That is my goal, because I've been there and I totally get it. I've had another beautiful sister that I want to have a conversation with, that I need to reach out to, and that she's asked to talk to me, and I am definitely most certainly going to reach out to her so that we can have that conversation. So I will leave my IG tag here as well for the rest of you beautiful souls. And if you like to reach out to me, you need to vent, you need to cry, scream, shout, whatever it is, My heart, like I said, my ears, my shoulder, and my inbox is open to you guys at any time. And I do sincerely mean that. Nobody should ever feel alone in this. It's unfortunate that we're not alone in this, but we're in this together. You're never alone. Okay? So I just wanted to give that, take a moment out of this segment to acknowledge you, loves, to tell you I love you dearly, and thank you so much for your love, support, and for trusting me with your testimonies and with your own struggles with this. I know that it's not easy, and I do not take that lightly. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I also want to touch on, before I get into my segment tonight, as well, is to also say that this channel here is not for entertainment purposes. And I feel the need to say that because I see some things on my wall, which I do erase. You know, it's not to charge it to the head, not to the heart type of thing. You know, it's just that it's certain things I don't want on my channel, because my channel is directed towards a certain audience, and that audience are beings that are like myself. Right? That's why I created this channel. And for those who maybe want more information on this, and to open up minds and things of that sort, right? To bring awareness as well. So not just for us survivors, but those who want to know how they can help someone that they may know, or what signs to look for in that. Like I said, this channel is for you. Okay. So, like I said, we can call it commentary, if you will, and the beginning of my channel. And that was just, like I said, providing insight into the show. But that's why I have the title Beyond the Dr. Phil Show, because we're going beyond that. That's just an introduction way of me saying, hi, my name is Tiffany and I can relate. Let me help you fight the fight as well, sister. Let's get our gloves on and let's knock them out, girl. Excuse me, guys. I'm a goofball. Okay, so now that I got that out the way, so if you see your comment has been deleted, like I say, I have my reasons, nothing personal, but this is my channel, and what we are attempting to do here is, sorry guys, I got a little warning on my camera. What we are attempting to do here is to heal, to grow, to straighten those tilted crowns from my fellow sisters, my queens, and shine. Do what we are meant to do, to shine. When our mothers tried to blow out our little candle or dim our little lights, I'm here to turn it all the way up, baby, because we weren't meant to be dimmed, honey. We're supposed to shine. That's why they want to dim it, right? So now that I got that out the way, hope you understand that it's not for you. You can always excuse yourself. If it is, pull up a seat, baby. Let's get to it, okay? So let's get right on into it then without further delay. Tonight's segment is titled Shoulda, Coulda, Woulda, right? So, Shoulda, Coulda, Woulda. I come up with that title because that also ties into what we just discussed. As far as things that I have seen and things I've heard. And I'm sure that you guys have as well, my sisters have as well, dealing with this dynamic in your family and having to talk about that, or having the courage, gaining the courage to discuss it. So, shoulda, coulda, woulda is my way of saying it's not as easy as it seems. For those who say, oh, you know, you should have done this, or it couldn't be me, or you could have did this, or I would have did that. You know, it's always so easy for us, and we've all been guilty at some point in time of doing these things, you know, and which is why I promote open-mindedness here. And this is one of the reasons, once again, why I created this channel as well, not just for our survivors, right, to open minds so that you can be receptive of what it is that I am, the message that I'm trying to convey to you. But it's not as easy as it seems. We're talking about abuse here. And those words or those terms do not fall in line when it comes to abuse. It does not go hand in hand with what you shoulda, coulda, would have done. If it were that easy, we wouldn't have therapists. Think about it. There wouldn't be therapists who study this, who go to school or have picked up a book to study people such as our mothers or our parents, right? We wouldn't feel the need to sit in front of them to discuss this, right? And seeking healing. There would be no need for this page. I wouldn't be on here because it would have been that easy, right? And we can apply that to many other areas, numerous amounts of areas in our life. Addicts, wouldn't be a need for addicts if it were that easy for them to stop, right? Or not pick it up at all, right? If that were that simple, we wouldn't have a need for those, there would be no such thing as addicts. There wouldn't be a need for therapists or anyone in that line. Domestic relationship, domestic abuse, wouldn't be a need for a therapist or people who are coming to their aid. Wouldn't be a need for that if it were that easy to just leave. If it were that easy to just do such and such. It's so easy for us to provide the advice or beat our chest about what we could have or what we should have done when you're on the outside looking in. But I'm here to tell you, for those who have had the fortunate opportunity of having great parents and not having to experience what some of us unfortunate ones have had to endure, it's not that easy. When we're talking about the terms of abuse, it's not just physically, but the emotional and the psychological aspect of things. The abuse is real. Gaslighting is a thing. Look it up and read it. Pick a book up and read about that. Gaslighting. We are groomed. We are literally groomed most of us are groomed from kids. I was, you don't, any form of standing up or opening up your mouth to speak out against something that is wrong against your parents it's seen as defiance, right? And we are taught what defiance looks like in our household. And 99% of the time, it couldn't be more false. It's all not true, right? So it's just a form of control. And they use different things. For my household, it was religion, which I'm going to make a segment about that as well. Being a preacher's kid. There's religion. There's you're big, I'm big, you're little, I'm right, you're wrong, and there's nothing you can do about it. For those who are around my age range with Matilda, right? It's one of those things, right? So if it were that easy, guys, I wouldn't be here. Like I said, therapists, there wouldn't be viewers, there wouldn't be 300 plus subscribers to my channel that say, I have 300 plus that say otherwise on this channel, and includes the other one, Dr. Rodney, who is amazing, amongst many others in the YouTube world. Wouldn't be a need for them, right? Wouldn't be a need for them speaking on this and providing aid for those like myself if it were that easy. So let's talk about that. So I am here to open your mind, to promote open-mindedness. It is so important that I emphasize that having an open mind and being receptive, it gives you it gives you a better chance of being more receptive to what it is that we are trying to convey to you. And when I say we, people like ourselves, what I don't want to do or want for the next person, it can discourage someone. Whether you are doing it intentionally or you're subconsciously doing, just something to be aware of, because it can also discourage beings like myself, who are like me. It can discourage them and keep them in silence, discourage them from speaking up against it, because then they'll be shot down. No, it is like one of the most terrible things to hear when you are opening up or you finally gaining courage to talk about it to someone, because for one, to talk about it means that we're trusting of you, and that you'll listen with an open heart and an open mind. So to be told, well, you could have just done this, and it's not as simple as that. So just know that's one reason why I control my channel the way I do, because I don't want my fellow chain breakers to read those comments and be discouraged and put right back into the same corner of silence that I'm trying to get them out of. It just contradicts, it goes against everything, it combats against everything that I am attempting to do on this channel. So I want to emphasize that if you're going to come into this page or just into the life of someone who is dealing with this and attempting to open up to you, I cannot express to you enough how imperative it is to have an open mind. Just anything in life, your experiences are your experiences. what you could have done or what you should have done is what you could have done and what you did is not the same for the next person. There are things I said I would have done and could have done. I used to be on the outside looking in at others who were sexually assaulted until I was assaulted in service. I was molested as a child, but talking as an adult, what I was already felt helpless as a child, but as an adult saying I would have done this and that. And I became the victim of sexual assault in the service while wearing a uniform. So, I mean, in that point, you open your mind. It shouldn't take that to open your mind, but just think about it. Yes, all the things that sound good at that moment, would you really do that? Never say never. But I will say never to say, I pray that you never are placed in that situation. How about that? You'll never have to endure that, right? Okay, so I just wanted to make a little segment about that, about the shoulda, coulda, woulda, and what we had to endure and to promote open-mindedness. This is all this segment here is about tonight. Because it's laid on my heart, because I see it so much on other channels. I've seen it a couple times underneath my comments in which I had to delete. So I wanted to take the time to address that for the sake of my sisters, because I want them to continue to feel comfortable to speak out. I want them to gain the courage to find their voice, to break their silence. I don't need anything, or we do not need anything combating against that. Okay, because that puts them right back in the silence. And then people like our parents or like my mother thrive in abuse. That's how they thrive. It's how they thrive with things like that, the shoulda, coulda, woulda, or if it were me, I would have done this, and things that discourages people, which means it's like a party for the abusers, right? So let's think about it. So it's not to necessarily beat anyone down. If you're subconscious, something maybe we've all done it, like I said, but something to think about, just a nugget to take home with you today. Okay, be mindful of what you say, not just here, but just to anyone who's trying to open up to you is very imperative. Okay, my loves? If you're going to stay here, it's very important on this channel that you know that, okay? Well, my loves, I'm going to wrap up this segment for that. It's just a little short one, just to touch on some things that I've seen, not too much. I will be back on here again to for my next segment, which is called WWJD. What would Jesus do? Topic in the next segment goes into the look into the life. I want to touch on all basis. I want to reach out to every sister, every single sister in here. I want to reach out to every single sister, and that's from the preacher's kid like myself, every aspect, to say that you are not alone. And I want to talk about how parents like ours use religion as a control mechanism, they weaponize it and they use it as a control mechanism. Okay, so that'll be diving into that in our next segment. Until then, my loves, you'll be blessed. And one thing that I wanted to start doing before I leave each segment is everybody's got their own little signature piece. I have mine. Okay, so and this is once again in the name of promoting self-love, to combat against everything that our mothers have said or stamped us to be, and take back your power. So this right here, I have many. I'm a lady in red type of, I love my red lipstick, right? So not only do I love things like my little crappy top, things that our mothers, that you guys get it, that have used against us, or used as a weapon against us to make us feel bad out of jealousy, whatnot, you know, and to try to beat us down with it, right? So I empower myself each and every day with little things. So one way that I'm going to empower myself each and every day, and every time that I am on this segment, you're going to see a red lip at some point in time in my segment. So the red lip here is symbolic for me, which made a lot of other girls can identify, a lot of my chain breaking sisters. The red lips is symbolic to me because I think I have said this in a previous segment somewhere in there in my YouTube channel, that my mother is very jealous of the fact that of everything about me. So once I got into lipstick, she's used, you know how that goes, how the whole story goes. They use anything that they can, that they envy about you, to tear against you. So I love to wear red lipstick. I love the color red lipstick on. I think every lady should own at least one red lippy. So I would put this on and I wear it with such pride, and it made me feel good. Made me feel good, like I love the red lipstick. And so out of envy, one day, my mother would always tell me that somebody, or my grandmother, that my grandmother said, or my auntie, or somebody said, which we all know who the somebody is, really her, it said that I look like a clown. Whenever I put, oh, she looks like a clown. You know, your aunt, your grandmother said you should stop wearing that red lipstick because you look like a clown. And I was like, why would she say that, you know, type of thing. And it discouraged me in a sense from, you know, doing the things that made me feel good about myself. So this is one of my way of taking back. Of course, you know, I confronted my grandmother about it. And of course, we all know that it was my mother that said it. Just one of the many ways that narcissistic parents use everything that they actually like about you against you to make you feel bad, to take that away from you, take some kind of power from to beat you down with, right? And they're really saying, I love that red lipstick. Looks great on her. So it comes out to them, you look like a clown. Let me take that away from her, type of thing. So I empower myself, ladies, wearing red lipstick. And doesn't matter how I'm going to put this bad boy on, I'm going to do it. So either signing in when I come into the show or logging out. So my ladies, whatever you're doing today or before you or tonight, whatnot, take some part and think back to something that your mother said to you, or whoever it is that you want to insert there has said something to you out of envy and made you feel really horrible, that you embraced at one point in time, that made you feel good, and they used it against you to tear you down. So and you take that back, just like I'm doing. So this is, whenever you see the red, ladies, crop tops, all of that, but the red lipstick is symbolic. This is what I'm going to make this a thing. So let's go ahead and put this on, shall we? I gotta put it all the way on there. We're gonna do that, and that way, this is my way of signing out. And just as another day that Tiffany is taking her power back and encouraging you to do the same, ladies. So I will use these red luscious lips to kiss you ladies goodbye and wish you well, and to tell you to keep in the fight. And if no one has told you today that they love you and they care for you, let me be the first to tell you, I love you, sisters. I care for you. You are not alone. Until the next time, my chain breaking sisters, peace.